Welcome to the Top Up Show, Saturday, the last day of the RANDWICK treble, and wish we were there at the races, Glenn. The day outside looks stellar.
Yeah, I got a gut feeling it's going to be a lot longer than we think too.
Okay, well that's it looks like we're stuck doing this, but
beautiful day, not too much wind, probably close to a good track, just a great betting card.
And traditionally, Glenn, we see this card often, you know, the first couple of days are heavily rain affected, and we often get to a relatively dry surface on the third day, and betting fluctuations are extreme.
And they've been extreme overnight too, Mark. There's been big changes in the marketplace, a lot of changes just from what we saw on the previous show. So that's very interesting. Obviously, a lot of the corporates watch our show and adjust. I see Quick Thinkers out the 320 yesterday. It was $2 everywhere, and we said, no, this is a 5 to 2 chance, and bang, there it is. Market reacts.
And you know what it is? It's our subscribers that are knocking off the good prices on the other horses. They're getting the value.
What a beauty.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
Everybody has a fill-up.
I mean, we were keen to lake Quick Thinker yesterday. The way it's going at 410, 420, I'll be on.
I know.
The game is what a delicious game we own.
Yeah, well, race one, Toro's into sub $5, and Foxy LaBelle's been trimmed up into $11. What is that? You on the 6 there?
I'm back 6, yeah.
Any late thoughts there, Glenn? I
think Hellenism, like, I was a bit keener yesterday before the show, and then you guys sort of got my head a bit more right about it. Probably is a 7 to 2 chance and not a 9 to 4 chance. And I think it's 440. I'm going to get on Hellenism. I'm going to probably not going to get on the bottom one because I wanted the 20s. Now it's in the 10s. But
what are we doing with Clippo? You were paying him out the other day on the rant.
He's hard to back.
Yeah, I guess so. All right,
yeah,
race
hard to back in a price range.
In a price range. But yeah, 20s, I don't mind throwing something. I mean, now he's in it. Yeah. You know, like Tom, this race jumps, what's he going to jump? Like, anyway,
yeah, I know what you're saying, Gord. You don't want him on a primary, or there won't be a primary with him on it.
Yeah.
No.
When you're just a tradesman bet, you get a tradesman.
Race 2, Miss Invincible and Snits have been trimmed up, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of intelligence about this market.
I think the first 2 races, Mark, are just going to show so much more information for the whole day. So there's going to be I don't think they're going to be enormous betting markets at the first 2 races, but I think later on, then after that, they rev up.
I think they're 2 good races to get a guide on the bias of the day. We should be reasonably confident after the first 2 races.
The emergency got to run their generals. We didn't really talk about it much on the show yesterday. Gordon's girlfriend of yours. What are you saying?
Yeah, I had it down as having real good figures on wet track. So it's a lightly raced horse that might have some ability, but
on the market this morning,
interested in a wet track.
It's not like $26. I mean, it's 11, I think. Isn't it, Mark?
Snowden's, honestly, they just, every time I do the form, I I see a Snowden horse and I do a double take. Race 3, well, I don't know how this works, but there are 3 overnight firmers, and one of them is the favourite. $1.55 the favourite, or $1.60 is probably the ruling price. $7 Mirror Vision, $9 Rocket Clock. Not surprised that both Mirror Vision and Rocket Clock have had some fans. But I did think that the favourite would trade closer to evens, Glenn. What do you?
I agree with the drying conditions, Mark. I think it's going to trade around $1.90, $1.95, and I'd agree with that. Obviously, you can't take $1.55 this morning; you'd be mad.
And Gord,
I just suggest if you are going to back it, bet late. Clearly on top, and then it's not surprising they've backed the other 2, which is Rocket Clock is gnawed on the roulette, lightly raced first up, might have some ability, and the other one that gets map favours is Mirror Vision. So the betting makes sense. I'm going to look to at least come out even on Rubisaki, but I'm going to be doing that probably last 2 minutes of betting.
Okay, we've already previewed the fact that Quick Thinker is a big drifter. Canaan, the horse that you mentioned yesterday, Gord, Entente and Chuck-a-Luck, another horse you mentioned. They're the 3 that are very firm in commission. They're all
these firms are your bets, Gord. How sick are you?
Yeah, it's a good card, but a scary card at the same time.
Yeah, I see that one of our YouTube contributors had a lot to say about this race. He made some very intelligent observations about the dangers to Quick Thinker. You might check that out on subscribers can check that out on our YouTube channel. Race 5, King's Legacy's 2-ish to 1 there, Glenn, or $3. Holyfield into $6.50 and Untamed into $9. Not much action.
Yeah, no, Beauty. I'm going to get 5-2. This it's going to win. Number one.
Yes, I know you're very keen, and I understand that, and I'm looking towards it as well, or hoping to get a little bit better. Gord, any last minute thoughts here?
Look, I'm looking to play 3 numbers tiny for a small result.
Okay.
1. What was the other 2?
1, 6, and 7.
That's Ollie Kirk and Not an Option, which is the Kiwi up from 1100. The
Yeah, I've got to say, you're a magician with Not an Option.
Oh well, look, it's in that price range. Right?
What price is it? Not an Option.
It's like $17.
Oh, yeah. I even then I think that's too short. But
Yeah, you're probably right.
Doesn't matter. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Interestingly, the pedigree information has the best speed profile in the race, as in mile and middle distances, the despised rank outsider. That's Mandalong Beyond I speak of, on the backup from Monday. The JRA plate and bit of action here. Night's Watch, Graceful Glamour, Best of Days, and Norway have had some support. Yet another favourite, I think that plenty of layers will appear for, Glenn.
I'd agree with that, Mark. And I noticed a lot of those firmers are our quaddie numbers.
Right.
Yeah, Ocean X was a firmer as well.
Oh.
So, it's a fraught race, isn't it? And there are many concerned about the type of run that Shared Ambition may have. Obviously, Glenn, first and foremostly, you were concerned about it for the fact that it did 0 in the Doncaster.
Yeah, and I just, I think it's, what price is it now? 9 to 4? 6 to
330. 330.
9 to 4, is it? Yeah. Okay, it's getting out to the sort of the right range. I think 3 to 1's its right range, but just chock full of chances, the race, isn't it?
But sort of hateful chances as well. It's one of those races where, I'm with the 3, but it's that's Best of Days. But it's just a hateful race where nothing much would surprise. Obviously, the pattern will be quite key here in this race. We've got only a couple of horses to go forward. Graceful Glamour's got the lead absolutely positively there. The all-aged, and here not a lot of activity. In fact, Pirard is still favourite. Sound around the lane, Bivouac there, and Tofane is snapping. I put up the replay on overlaying the preview yesterday, and Tofane is just a ridiculously good run in that TJ Smith.
Yeah. Which is a drag on the race, obviously.
Yeah, but the other form, well, what is the other form? It's form that's been fairly hollow to date.
I thought it was interesting what Glenn said. He thought that just might have been a spike performance.
Well, there's a possibility that she's a real wetty, and that somehow coming down that slower lane didn't affect her because of her credentials.
I know these are the caravan horses, boys, and our top sprinters, but gee, a lot of them turned into numbers, haven't they?
Well, they can't, but not. They run around.
You can't call Dreamforce a number. Is Dreamforce a number already?
I think it is a number now.
Oh, wow, you're quick.
I toss them and burn them. Don't worry about that. But, a lot of numbers in this race, punters. A lot of numbers.
Anyway, Sound Around the Lane, I can only find 2 1,400-metre runs in the last 3 years for him. Winning the Stradbroke and winning the it was Newman 10,000 or something like that. There's 2 major Group 1s that and since then
I think only one of them was in Brisbane, Mark. That was the 1350, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, it might have been the 1,400 at Caulfield.
Yeah, it was the 1,400 at Caulfield. The 1350 was on a heavy track up. So, I mean, all indications of those 2 runs are there's a good chance you get 1,400 metres, but I'm still not 100% sold.
So, do we remember when Handfast
weak horses don't win Stradbrokes scored?
What?
Weak horses who don't win Stradbrokes if they don't get 1,400. It's a hot race. Be wary with that thought. And
anyway,
I know what you mean. It's such a good 6 furlong horse. You think, well, how can it get 7? I get the theory. It's just a fucking good horse, guys. Good.
Yeah, I know. And 4 years ago, Handfast owned him in the 1,400-metre race with J Mac on board here. H. Bowman ran Road Sound Around a Lane.
How many years ago?
4 years.
Fucking.
Did you just call me Gary?
Yeah, accidentally. Sorry.
Was that Harley? Oh.
No. You started with Geo. It's early good. I've been home all night, all day. Don't know where I am.
The penultimate grey, good move here for Grey Worm, which I'm not surprised about. He did seem to be, the wild card horse that should have deserved more attention. We've got a blue trio up the top there, Deprived, Commentary, and Trekking, none of whom have really moved in the market. But as I said, Grey Worm, who gets forward here, and I know
we lost two of our quaddie numbers there, boys. I'm glad we got Grey Worm in there.
Okay, we lost Cesar and and All Too Royal, of course.
All Too Royal, yeah. We got the three numbers there. I think one of the two blues will win 1 or 5, don't you, Gordon?
Yeah, I understand the positive qualities of Grey Worm, but I'm pretty keen on backing 1 for a primary result and 5 for something small.
Yeah, but as I said on the show yesterday, Grey Worm represents the horse that's up in the van, whereas the other two represent the back markers. So
have a look at a whole program, Mark. All leaders are firmed pretty much on the whole card. So
the rail is out 7.
There is quite a consensus out there about the way the track will play,
or an anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they're proven right, then they've made some good choices there.
Yep.
The last race, the hateful race, Glenn, Face Dawson Military Zone have had some support, but otherwise it's an inscrutable race.
Yeah, it's just like if you're losing coming to the last, be wary of how much you do on the last, because just take it easy. It's just a hard race.
And Gord, have you got any further clarity on this race?
I had another look at it, Mark, and didn't get any more clarity. I just think very difficult race, struggling to find an edge in the market.
All right, well, that's our brief top-up of the final day of RANDWICK. Don't forget that you can become a subscriber and get the first 2 weeks free. You get to look at everything. There's sets from me for every Sydney Metro meeting, and the Mounting Yard Mail comes to you 5 minutes before each race on those Sydney Metro meetings. We do 4 shows a week. We do pedigree analysis for the 2-year-olds. A good man does a hard copy of the Friday preview show. And you get to go in the chat room, which is full of hard heads, clever people, winner backers, and you'd be mad not to be part of it. So just come and try us out. You'd be mad not to.
Thanks very much, Gord. Thanks, Mark.
See you guys.
Good luck,
Bye.
guys.